As the new year approaches, President Obama is asking business leaders to let bygones be bygones. Now, last week, the president invited several of the nation's top CEOs to the White House. It was part of an effort to thaw his administration's icy relationship with corporate America. But just how much was actually accomplished during that summit? Tom Borelli, senior fellow with the National Center for Public Policy, has some insight. And Mr. Borelli, welcome. First of all, I understand that you believe the summit was political pageantry. Why? Mr. Borelli, can you hear me? All right, let's get his audio fixed and we'll get back to Mr.
Got the wrong sound.
Get the audio worked out. I want to let you know before we start that interview that we did contact the White House press office to let them know that we were going to be interviewing Mr. Borelli. We offered them an opportunity to respond. They have so far not gotten back to us. If we get something before we finish here at 6 o'clock, we'll let you know. All right, do we have Mr. Borelli now?
Yes.
All right. Hi, this is Arthel Neville up in the studio. So we were talking about this summit that took place on Wednesday, and I understand that you're feeling that it was mainly political pageantry and no substance. Why?
Oh, absolutely. Credit has to go to the Daily Caller for really exposing the charade that the Obama administration was trying to pull off. Essentially, they billed this as a mending of the fences between big business and President Obama because of some perceived tensions. But in reality, many of the CEOs who appeared with President Obama at the summit were already his allies. There are a number of companies that are actually lobbying for his cap and trade bill. There are also many of the companies that have actually received tens of millions of dollars of our stimulus money, our tax dollars.
Now, Mr. Borelli, let me jump in there and ask you, who do you think should have been invited and what do you think should have been accomplished that wasn't?
Well, it should have been not the same old big business allies. How about some small business people? It should have been not the same old club. And I think Obama, what really needs to do, these companies really need to challenge some of Obama's toxic policies. Big business is really not spending their money because they're afraid of what Obamacare is going to cost. Big business is not spending because of EPA about to regulate greenhouse gases. This is what the problem is in our economy.
So you're saying that's pretty much the biggest beef between the so-called big government and big businesses. So what do you think it's going to take to get big government and big businesses to cooperate, work together to move the dial forward to help the people?
Well, what we need to do is have the right economic policies and have big business pushing for the right policies. Low energy, more domestic resources here, development in the United States, a better health care plan. These are the things that will remove the uncertainty that is really plaguing the business environment.
And of course, the president did start out that summit by telling those business executives that he wanted to dispel any rumors that he wanted to inhibit their success, because as successful as they are, so is America. But do you believe that that President Obama is perhaps the only modern day president who would invite corporations or leaders of such corporations that perhaps, as you say, would only curry favor with the president?
Well, that's exactly what he's doing. He's inviting his pals, the ones who are lobbying for his agenda, and the same companies that received a lot of the stimulus money. So, you know, what we like is transparency. That's why credit should go to the Daily Caller for exposing the companies that were appearing with President Obama.
All righty, Tom Borelli, thank you very much for your perspective. And again, we did contact the White House, but we haven't heard from them as of yet.
Thank you.